Welcome back to our Alumni Spotlight on Business Owners. For the month of April, we're delighted to feature ZOMA Brand Agency, which is a creative design and branding agency based just outside of Dundalk in the wee county of Louth. And right now I'm joined by Managing Director David Kieran and Creative Director Chris Brennan of ZOMA. So welcome to you both. How are you?
Hi everyone, hi Leanne. Good, enjoying the sunshine down County Louth.
The sunshine hasn't appeared here in County Kerry just yet, but hopefully you'll send it down to ourselves.
Yeah. Well, we had snow there, so not too long ago. So we're having all seasons at the minute. It's crazy.
That is the month of April, I think, summed up. Just little bits of everything. It's not sure what it wants to do at the moment. One thing that we do want to do for the month of April, though, is feature yourselves and your business as part of our Alumni Spotlight, and we're delighted to do so. You guys have known each other for years. You played football and went to secondary school together, and I know that it was a big change for you to go from a small secondary school into a national university. David, you studied the Bachelor of Business Studies, graduated in 2013. So what do you remember from campus life, and do you have a favourite memory from DCU?
Yeah, even just there on that, like we've actually been friends, I would say, we know each other since preschool, even. So we had preschool, primary school, secondary school and college together, the two of us.
Attached to me at this point.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, and we're neighbours as well, so really adds to it. So, but yeah, like I done the business degree in DCU, and it's funny actually, one of the modules in final year, the new enterprise development module, NED, as DCU people know it, that was where we had to develop our own kind of brand and idea for that was the final year project, and then you went through all the steps of how you develop it, market it and everything. And we actually done it was a web platform that we developed in our final year project. And I don't know, it opened my eyes a wee bit when we were doing it to the digital world and what you could actually achieve. So like the likes of Dundalk were starting to appear then, and all these different platforms. So the web world was growing. So that was a big, it's definitely a big memory for me when I was into that module. And I know even talking to some of our other graduates, that module really stood out to us. But I lived on campus in first year and final year, and absolutely loved the time in DCU. You know, the whole clubs and societies, the social end of it. You know, there was events. They were really good. The business course is massive. You know, like there's over 200 people in it, so you had a huge network of people. You were always working on different projects together. So it definitely gave me skills to set me up for going into the working world after.
You touched on the clubs and societies, which of course is really just a staple part of your university experience. Chris, this month, 10 years ago, you were part of the DCU GAA team that won a national freshers title. So I'm presuming that was a big highlight for you?
Well, it was and it wasn't, in that I actually tore my cruciate ligament in my knee in the very first game of that season. So I didn't get to play in any of it. It was a great experience, and it just actually popped up on my Twitter. I don't know, in the last week or two, that it was 10 years, and I actually have a jersey from it. I have it framed at home. Like, even though I didn't play in it, it was just such a great experience, and the amount of kind of contacts and just friendships I got out of that team. Like, there's still guys to this day that I speak to on a weekly basis from that like, obviously I don't get to see them or whatever, but that was, I think, even going forward then in terms of longevity across the 4 years in college, to have those kind of relationships built up from first year was kind of critical in kind of feeling comfortable in college. And it was a great experience though as well. And it actually was just a 5-minute walk down the road that we won it from home here, which was kind of cool as well, to be going to college in Dublin and then winning an All-Ireland basically on their doorstep. It was a very cool experience.
Fantastic. It must have been such a shock to the system when you were graduating from DCU that, like you say, you've been through preschool together, primary school, secondary school, university, and all of a sudden you're graduated and finally have gone your separate ways for a little while. So David, you moved to Canada in that. What were the plans for living over there?
Yeah, so when I graduated, I kind of did a mix of jobs, and I just didn't really know. I just didn't feel comfortable, and I always had a desire to travel. And so myself and my wife Fiona, we left in November 2016 and went to Vancouver. And actually another one of DCU graduate, Niall, he moved with us at the same time, and he's still in Vancouver today. But yeah, so in November we moved over anyway, and I got working with a web design company. Pure luck, like it went on Craigslist, as you do when you go away applying for jobs, and got in, and like it was a startup web design company. So that's where I learned all the tricks, and I opened my eyes to like what I seen when I was in DCU and doing that project and working with websites and all that kind of stuff. And when you went to Vancouver and Canada, you seen a far ahead day away compared to Ireland. And then that opened my eyes to look, this is a really good market to take this software and all what these are doing back to Ireland. And that's how I gained advantage then when I did come back.
Yeah. And I suppose, Chris, 2014, then you were there with your degree in manufacturing with business studies under the belt. You found yourself lucky enough to land your dream role the summer after graduating. So tell me a bit about that.
I landed into this design engineer role when I left it, and I loved it for a while. It was great. I was getting paid. It was fantastic. But driving from home in Dundalk to Dublin every day wasn't ideal either. And then after a few years, I kind of realized that I kind of wanted to do my own thing in a way. And that it kind of just spiraled from there. I've tried a lot of things over the last few years, and I've kind of landed in this kind of more creative role with a bit more freedom. Like whatever about design engineering is great. I did enjoy it, but there's a bit more freedom in terms of what I can do now and be a bit more creative, and that's what I really enjoy now. Through ZOMA, then we've so many varied clients in different industries. It's constantly changing, and it never gets stale really, which is a huge plus point.
I suppose the stars nearly aligned for yourselves. Like Chris, you were saying that you had lots of different positions with different employers that kind of led you to what you wanted to do, and that realization, I suppose, more importantly. And then David, you were back in Ireland, and you said that you were ready for road as well. So you both were in kind of a similar mindset and a similar position as well, which worked out very well. And I suppose at this point in late 2016, it wasn't just ZOMA yet, but Marketing for Me Limited was born. So tell me a little bit about the early achievements of the business for you.
Yeah, so Marketing for Me was set up in 2016, probably late 2016. So we started very small, like it was 5 or 6 clients doing websites for them. But then what I found anyway is in the digital world, and with companies say that are offering similar service to us, they were a bit afraid to actually leave the desk and go out and sell themselves business to business. They were, obviously you can't do it now, but when back in 2016, I would have actually gone round to businesses, nearly knocking on doorsteps, looking for business and showing, look, this is what software I have, and look, this is what companies in Canada, America are doing. And it's time Ireland caught up and was doing the same thing. So we started getting partnerships with companies like Shopify, when they were only small, they were very small in 2016, 2017, Wix, Squarespace, all these different website platforms, and then going around and showing the benefits of them. So we grew and grew, and then in 2019 was probably the year where it really hit off. We got Business All-Star that year for Breakthrough Business of the Year. So our client base probably at that stage was maybe 150 to 200 clients. So they recognized, look, this company is bringing the latest software, and what we were doing with the businesses and the success of it. So that was a big achievement, being highlighted on that award. And we got lots of coverage of it. And then obviously getting the bigger clients, the likes of KSG, Viatel, working with Microsoft, KPMG, them projects in themselves just blew up the awareness of the business, and people were like, oh, look at this company working with whoever it is, and nearly like, how did they get in there and what are they doing differently? And so that conversation started. So that was really how the brand built up. But it was always like, I always had it that I didn't feel it was just strong enough for going further, and I just felt it'd be restricted a bit. So that's when last year we all sat down, probably in October, November of last year, and we're like, this is the time to change and bring this forward, because we had the clients, you know, we had the portfolio behind us. All we needed was just a new face. So yeah,
and that new face came in the form of ZOMA Brand Agency, and that was only 2 months ago, back in February. So what was involved in this rebrand?
Yeah, so like the mark for me would have been associated really with just one service of the website design, and maybe a small bit of marketing online. So me and Chris would have been working on, like, when a client would have come in before, I would have just upsold the services, because I knew how good of a designer Chris was. So I was like, look, we can do graphics. And then I was working with Richie as well, our videographer and photographer, and we'd be just upselling the whole time. Whereas I was like, right, now is the time where we need to get leads in for our business, for them specific services, and showcase how good we are in them services, so that we can create this overall package for companies. So that's kind of where the brand image came. And then, as Chris said, like, we are all actively minded. So, and we've seen the benefits of being active over COVID. Like, everyone will say the walks, I say people are sick of walking at this stage, but getting out, getting some air, getting your steps up, and being at, like, we have our fitness partner, Fred's Functional Fitness. So all of our staff get personal training programs, they can get nutritional programs, and then building that culture up. That's where we were like, let's go with the marketing actively approach. So we can actively market your business, but we're also marketing, not like nearly ourselves actively, you know, that we're showing how active our company is too. And like, we know the benefits of, like, we do workout Wednesdays at lunchtime. We all do a session every Wednesday. You know, you come back after a session, you feel refreshed most of the time, you know, and you have kind of fresh ideas and fresh approaches, and even like, we can't get together and do a session at the minute, but when we can, that bond the team can create in working out together, or being active together, or going on walks together, or whether it's going to a fun park together, whatever it is, that team culture and that bond is why we were like, right, this is ZOMA. That's where the brand came from. And like, Chris would have been a big part in the design of that, the logo, you know, like how we represented it, taglines, you know, and fonts and everything like that. You see the neon sign there behind Chris, you know, like, that real bright pink color stands out straight away. So
it really does.
That's where the brand was kind of built from. And
I suppose it's good that you trust your instinct as well with this kind of thing. Like you said, David, you knew that there was something missing with it, and obviously the rebrand was so worth it now that you have a fantastic company culture built within ZOMA, and then obviously so much to offer your clients as well. And I can't help but notice the degrees on the wall behind you, David.
yeah. Here. So yeah, no, look, we highlight everything, you know, like, there are articles on the wall as well from, you know, newspapers, all about the rebrand and successful stories. So people see, like, we want, like, DCU comes with an accreditation itself, you know, like, we graduate and it carries degree with it. So that's why we show it off in our office for everyone coming in. So yeah, it's been a big part of the two of our lives, you know, being in DCU. And it definitely, some of the stuff that I got from DCU has definitely set us up to where we are now, you know, 100%.
Great to hear. And I hope, Chris, you'd say the same as well. Would you have any advice to offer current DCU students when you think back to where you were, you know, before graduating in 2013, David, for you in 2014? So any words of wisdom, Chris, that you think might be helpful for students or new graduates?
Just make the most of it. Like, you go in at the start of first year and you think maybe some people find it daunting even, but it's the best couple of years of your life, and honestly it'll go quicker than you think it does. Like, I remember saying to someone, I'd been out of DCU 4 years at the time, whatever many years it is now, but at the time it was 4 years. I said I'm out of DCU as long as I was in it, and it feels like I was there yesterday. And it's honestly, it goes quicker than you think, and just make the most of every day in it. Whether that's through the academic side of it and also social side, clubs and societies and everything, it's the whole package. It's a great time, and you're going to look back on it with great memories. So just make the most of every day and enjoy it.
Great advice. I think that your time in DCU is one that goes a little bit too quickly, but I'm glad that you look back on it with fond memories. If we want to find out more about ZOMA and to get in touch with you guys, where can we find it?
So like the website is www.zoma.ie, and then all our socials are at ZOMA Branding. So you'll see us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the different social profiles. And then if you want to email us, it's hello@zoma.ie, and all our details, phone numbers and everything are on our website if you want to get in touch. So yeah, look, we're happy to help any business, whatever, big, small, you know, like we've a range of different clients. So and different, like as you said, the services that we cover as well, you know, like I'm sure there's somewhere we can help a business in terms of developing their brand. So yeah, that's the best way to get in touch with us. Yeah, or when things open, you can pop down to the wee county and come in. But
your lovely new office as well, and your lovely new neon signs.
Yeah, we have a coffee machine and everything here, and it's all done up. But unfortunately, we can't really have anyone in at the minute. So yeah,
we'll wait. I'm sure it'll be worth the wait.
Oh well, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, David and Chris, thank you so much. It's been so nice to chat to you and hear all the great things and all the successes about ZOMA, and we wish you the best, and looking forward to featuring you for the rest of the month in April for our Alumni Business Spotlight.
Thanks, Leanne.
Thanks, Leanne. Really appreciate it.